Hello and welcome back everybody to the channel. For those that are new here, my name is Brian Keith, aka Brian Keith Prepper. Please remember to share, like, and comment on my videos. Comments are always welcome. So please stick with me for today's video. Coming up next. Alright, on today's video, I'd like to show you guys on my channel what I am doing for my water storage. Now I know everybody has different ways of doing water storage. Now some people may be using big huge barrels like 55-gallon barrels. Other people might be doing jugs of water or other containers that they're using to store their water in. What I am doing are a couple different methods, mainly because I only have so much room in this house that I own. This house is only about 1,100 square feet, so I really only have so much room, especially with a lot of the stuff that I have in this home. So what I am doing is, for what a lot of you guys don't know, me and my wife, we do drink a lot of soda, so that's why you can see the gut on me. But this is one of the sodas that I always like to drink. It's a, Dr. Thunder from Walmart. Now it's either this or I drink some Dr. K. And no, I don't drink one of these in just one day. No, this will last me for quite a few days. So I do a lot of exercise on my bike and try to keep my weight down. Especially so I don't have diabetes or get diabetes, because it does run in my family. So. Now sometimes I do drink, some of the zeros, so they don't have a lot of sugar, but so far we've been collecting bottles in the last few weeks to a month or so. So these are all the 2-liter bottles that we have that we're going to be turning into water storage. Now for a lot of these, what you can do with them is pretty much definitely start by taking off the paper on these bottles. And you can do this pretty easy too, with just a pair of scissors or a knife. Obviously I didn't bring one with me for this video, so I only made this harder on myself, so that way you guys could watch and probably say, gee, that guy's crazy, he could have made it easy on himself. Yeah, right? My Daisy's looking at me funny too right now. I'll work this paper off. Sometimes they come off easier than this, but apparently this one was hard. So yeah, there we go. You got your bottles like this. Now you'll want to definitely take these and rinse these out really good first. Rinse all of them out. Just flush them with water and get the water and the soda pop out, and then dump them out. Now what I've done with a lot of these bottles after they're all rinsed out is I usually get like a tote like this. I'll use a tote. Or you can use your bathtub or sink. Fill that thing up, and you want to put soap in there and a cap to 2 little capfuls of bleach mixed in with the soap and the water, because the soap will obviously help clean the bottles and the bleach will help sanitize. So you want to have your bottles all sanitized, because you don't want any kind of bacteria when you're going to store your water, especially for long term, for when you need it weeks, months, or even a year or so from now. Now if your water is coming like from mine here in the city, my water is treated, so I don't really have to worry too much about my water going bad, as long as the container I have is sealed and it's not letting anything into, like air or other contaminants that can make that water go bad. So I've already done some of these. Like these are bottles that I've already filled. These were filled quite a few months ago, and if you can look in them, yes, they are dusty, but the water is definitely nice and clear. There's no cloudiness or nothing in there floating around. And even if there was something in these all of a sudden floating around, or even tiny little particles, all you got to do is take these, put these into like a stock pot, and even if you have no power outside, have a fire going, just like you've seen on other prepper channels. Boil your water. Now, if you don't want to go outside and boil your water, say because, I don't know, there's crazy people out there walking the streets with guns and knives and baseball bats and ready to beat someone as soon as they see someone, and you want to hide inside, not go outside at that point in time, well, then you can always use bleach. Now, for every 1 gallon of water, you only want to use 8 drops of bleach, no more than that, or it'll make you sick on the inside. And obviously, if there's a grid down situation or shit hits the fan, there's not going to be a hospital to come save you. So, now there's other little chemicals that you can buy in the camping section, where you would take a couple of the pills to put them in here, close it up, and shake it up real good, and then you'd wait 20 to 30 minutes like the direction says, and then you would add 1 or 2 other different pills from a different little bottle. That would also be called, it's a chemical treatment. That is in your camping section. These are what I was talking about for chemical treatment. You can find these in your camping section. This little packet cost me, I believe it was about $7 or $8 for it. You can usually find these from Walmart, a sporting goods store, anywhere they'll sell camping or fishing stuff. So, a little package with these 2 vials says it treats up to 25 quarts. So we know there's, 4 quarts in a gallon? So, about 5 gallons is all this is going to treat. So, if you're wanting to use these on more water, you're going to need to buy more of these. However, it is recommended that you do not use these too terribly much, because the chemicals that are used to treat the water, it's not really good on the inside of your stomach either, or your intestines. So you want to be careful not to use chemicals also. Although most of us, like me, that live in the city, I drink water that's from the tap, and a lot of that water is treated, so they say there's bad things about that, and eventually I'll probably get cancer or some crap and from the water. So I guess we got something to look for. Either countries wanting to come blow us up, Russia, or cancer from future water. Either way you're gonna go, you're gonna die, so we're all guaranteed death one way or another, right? So, yeah. So this is one way. Now there's another way that you can also treat water. Now this what I'm going to show you will not fit onto a 1 gallon jug. However, there is something that I do have that will fit on the end of this, and you can filter water with it. I recommend getting the Sawyer Mini. This thing has inside of it your little devices so you can flush the unit. Now this one has never been used, but I'm not going to use it, so I'm just going to show you. This comes with, obviously, with the directions, and also has the little bag to put water in, and the little cap, and the little syringe to back flush to clean it in case there's any contaminants that get in there, so that way this device lasts longer. Now I know some people like the live straw, I don't. So you guys go buy whatever you want. If you want a live straw, go get a live straw. If you want a Sawyer like me, go get a Sawyer. Either way, get yourself some water filters. You're going to need them. If you've got money, which I don't, I'm poor. I have to go by my limits. I can't afford to get Berkey filters and all the other cool stuff that I've seen other preppers and their channels have. I can't afford that stuff. So I have to live by my means. So I try to figure out other ways to make it so that way I'll have filtered water, and my wife will have filtered water, and we can live and survive if crap hits the fan. So, yeah. I would encourage everybody right now to start working on their preps. Even if you are working on your preps, probably kick it up. Kick it up a notch, or 5 notches, or 10 notches. I know it's kind of hard not to be in a worrisome, depressive, stressful state, especially right now with what we're dealing in our country, our environment, possibly even our friends and family, because they're stressed and we're trying to deal with them and everything else around us, and trying to stay on task and making sure that we have everything that we need for our families. But so much is going on in the world. All I can say is try to stay focused, keep prepping, and yeah. this is definitely the one thing that you want to have. No, I don't care if you even got a week of food or a month of food. If you don't have this, you'll die in a matter of days. So we all need water, and you need ways to treat it, especially if it's dirty water. So filters, chemical tablets. You can make your own filter. There's other channels out there that I encourage you to try to search, where you can make your own filter out of charcoal and then use grass, grass clippings or hay clippings, and then you can find rocks, like river rocks and pebbles, and make your own type of makeshift filter that actually can get a lot of stuff out of the water prior to you boiling it or using it in a filter, so it's cleaner as you're running it through the filter. So there's all different kinds of other information out there. So alright guys, well, hope you got something out of this. I know I'm going to keep continuing on working my water storage, so because I want to be able to drink besides eat. So I have a fear that in the next few months we're going to probably see a world of shit. So I got some other videos that I'm going to be doing that I've actually been planning. I got another little project video. Actually, I got 2 different projects that I want to work on, and I want to video. So do a little videography on that. One will be I'm going to make a tent stove, a homemade tent stove that you can burn wood in order to keep you warm during the winter time. So you guys will see that. I'm also still in the process of figuring out what I'm going to do and get everything together. I want to build an arc welder that's going to be made out of 2 transformers, 2 microwave transformers from microwaves. So I've already got all the parts for that, even the wiring. So you got to use some pretty thick wire for that. It's an 8 gauge and 10 gauge wire. So that stuff wasn't cheap at Home Depot. So it took me a little bit to save up some money to get extra wire. So, and the little clamps, the ground clamp, and then the clamp that holds the electrode stick for welding. So I'm getting all that together. In fact, I used to have a welding mask. I haven't had one in years, so I went and bought one. So now I have an auto tinning mask again, a welding mask like I used 2 years ago. And yes, I used to weld about 10-15 years ago. I used to be a certified MIG welder, 4G overhead, so I do know how to weld. But it's been a number of years, but I do know how to weld. I know the concepts of it and what to look for. So after I get to make a welder, then I'll get to do something I haven't done in years, is welding metal. So it ain't gonna be that hard. I just want to make sure I get my design right so the welder will work in the first place. So, alright guys, well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe you got something out of it. Give me a comment. Tell me what you guys are doing for storage. So we'll see you again. Have a good day.
Thank you.